This story is about how a simple backyard, one that most people would overlook, became a sanctuary for something truly special. It's about trust, connection, and the surprising bonds that can form between humans and wildlife. I never expected to be a part of the wild swans' lives. Honestly, I never even thought that a place like my backyard could hold any significance for such majestic creatures. But one day, everything changed, and now, every year, they come back as if it's their home. It all began 6 years ago. I remember the first time I saw one of them, a lone swan standing at the edge of my backyard. It wasn't sure about me, but I could tell it was curious. It would watch me from a distance, its eyes full of caution. After a few weeks, I saw another one. They began to come more often. At first, they just explored the area, pecking around the yard, checking things out. And then one day I saw them settle down. They built a nest right there in my backyard. I remember being so surprised. Why this yard? There were plenty of other places around, but they chose this one. I had no idea why, but something about it felt right. At first, I didn't want to interfere. I didn't try to get too close. I simply watched as they made a home for themselves. They built their nest, they took care of each other, and I stayed in the background respecting their space. But something happened over time. The swans began to trust me. Slowly, they realized I meant no harm. I wasn't a threat to them. And so, they started coming closer.
There you go, Mama.
Now we have this little ritual. They knock on my door as if saying, "Hey, we're here. Are you home?" The mother swan stands outside waiting for me to come out. She's not afraid anymore. When I step outside, she'll come closer, carefully stepping over the grass, almost like she's showing me something precious. She leads me to her chicks, proudly showing them off as if to say, "Look at how beautiful they are." Then a few hours later, they return to remind me. They're back, and it's time to check in again. I'm always amazed by the swan's elegance. In the water, they glide like royalty, graceful, smooth, majestic. But when they're on land, it's a whole different story. They're awkward, stumbling around from foot to foot, stretching their long necks, and sometimes flapping their wings in the funniest ways. It's that charm, that quirkiness that makes them so special to me. But the thing that really took me by surprise was how they interact with me. They actually say hello. Every time I walk into the backyard, they nod their heads, almost as if they're acknowledging me. It's those moments when I feel like they truly see me, not just as a human, but as a friend. They're not just birds, they're companions. They trust me and I trust them. And let me tell you, the trips to the vet, those are hilarious. Picture this, me driving with my swans sitting in the passenger seat. They're looking out the window, sticking their heads out to see the road ahead. People at stoplights are always shocked. Why is there a swan in that guy's car, they wonder. Some people take pictures, others just stare. But to my swans, it's all completely normal. They're just along for the ride. One of the most memorable moments came when the seventh swan appeared. It was the smallest of the brood, and I knew right away that it wouldn't survive without help. I took him in my arms, fed him, warmed him up. From the very first day, he began to trust me. He would follow me around, making little chirping sounds as if he were talking to me. Sometimes he'd curl up in my lap and fall asleep, and in those quiet moments, I realized he considers me his parent.
Let's go, bud. Come on. Let's go. Come on.
Swans, I've learned, are incredible creatures. They mate for life, stay together through thick and thin, and protect their family. They've shown me more about loyalty, trust, and love than I could have ever imagined. Their loyalty isn't just for their own kind, it extends to everything they care about, even me. I still wonder why they chose my yard. Maybe they feel safe here. Maybe they feel loved. Maybe, just maybe, it's their little piece of heaven, just like it's mine. But whatever the reason, I made a promise to them that I would do everything I could to keep them safe and give them a place to come back to every year. This story isn't just about a man and some swans. It's about how nature's creatures can teach us about trust, patience, and the quiet, simple joys of life. If you feel a connection to this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's continue to share the beauty of these incredible creatures and the unexpected friendships that can bloom between humans and wildlife.
You guys want help?